What's up everybody, Sam Smyers here. Today I want to show you how to make the bass stab in the drop of Losing Control by Oddmob and Omnom. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. By the way, if you've seen my previous videos and you're watching this one and you're wondering why I have a lisp now, well, it's because I have this Invisalign retainer in and I'm still trying to get used to talking with it. So just bear with me as I have to deal with this for the next couple of months. This song, Losing Control, came out on John Summit's label called Experts Only. It used to be called Off the Grid, but he had to change the name. And this is the first song that is coming out on the label under the new name. And I feel like it's a pretty epic song that came out with this like bass stab. And I feel like Oddmob, he does a pretty good job with these kind of like FM-y bass stab sounds, like especially if you heard Left or Right. And now this song, they're kind of like the iconic elements of the song. So I wanted to remake this sound or just show you how to make something similar. Now, this is the sound we're going to make today. Kind of sounds like that. I have the low end cut off because I feel like, just like with the bass in the track, it didn't really need the low end. So let's just play it with some of the drums. Kind of like that is how it sounds in the track. And maybe he'll do a breakdown video. I think Oddmob did a breakdown video of his song Left or Right. So maybe he'll do a breakdown video and show how I made this, but at the moment I just tried to remake this stab because also Omnon was on the track and he wanted me to remake something of his, so this was a good song a good sound to try to remake. So let me just walk you through Serum. Let's go ahead and just start and open up a new instance of Serum and take off these effects and open up Serum and initialize this preset and play the notes so you can hear what they sound like. So those are the notes, and let's go to voicing on mono. I'm going to lower this octave -2 because it's going to be a pretty bassy sound, and it sounds like an FM stab, but it also has this like square wave element to it. It sounds like a bit square wavy to me. So that's why I'm going to go into the basic shapes and do a square wave. And let's go ahead and set this level to about, just raise it up a tiny bit, raise up the unison, and maybe adjust this detuning. And then let's go ahead and add on the oscillator B, just do a saw wave and taking it down only -1 octave and raising this up to 7 for that unison, and the detune I will, just keep around there, and maybe I'll just lower this level. And then let's add on some noise, because when I add on the distortion, noise adds to the distortion, kind of like adds a bit more like greediness to the top end when you add on distortion. So let's go ahead and add on some noise, and I will do the analog. Let's do bright white and do a pretty high amount. And let's go ahead and shape our envelope 1 now. So let's give it a pretty long release and straighten out this line. So we've got that really long release, and lower this sustain a bit, give it a bit of a curve, play around with this decay, or maybe just leave it around 1 or so. And let's go ahead and add on a filter. So let's do MG low 24, and then let's turn it on for A and B and the noise, and assign this envelope 1 to the cutoff, and adjust this cutoff 20 hertz or so. Adjust this modulation, lower this resonance, take up this drive, take it up to like 20%. And that's what that sounds like. Kind of a boring sound at the moment. So let's add on some OTT, or the multiband compressor. Turn this on, raise up this gain. Starting to sound a bit cooler. Now where it gets fun is adding on these effects. So this is where you really get that tone. The overdrive is a cool, maybe underrated. I don't know how you guys rate the Overdrive, but I think it's actually really cool, like distortion plugin in Ableton. You can get some interesting tones out of it just by playing around with like these frequencies and then like the curve amount, drive tone, dynamics, dry and wet. So copy this and then let's hear what this sounds like versus that. And then I want to shape it up a bit more, take off that high end, because I'm going to kind of like fit it into the track. You don't really have to do that if you're, use your judgment for your track. Maybe you don't need to cut off the top end as much. Like maybe you want that low end. So you can definitely play around with this EQ. This was just to shape it a bit more to copy like the original sound. And then this hall reverb, 1980s will give it a bit more brightness than the 70s, but not as bright as the now. Pretty long decay, like 3 seconds, pretty high mix. And then just to make sure we're taking care of that low end, I add on the EQ8 to take out that low end. And there it is with the drums. So that's how you make that bass stab. Sounds like FM-y, but you don't really need to use FM. You can just use a square wave and a saw wave to do this sound. And the notes, let's just show you what the notes were. These were just the notes, pretty simple for the MIDI. If you do want to grab this preset, then head on over to my Patreon, where I will have this Serum preset, as well as many other Serum presets that are from my videos. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like, and also please subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed. And if you'd just like to purchase any of my Serum preset packs, then head on over to store.samsmyers.com. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.